The Forum Titanicus. The main square. Before the uprising, it was the commercial and civic hub of the Titan district. Grand pillared buildings of the administratum were all gathered to the north, while the south was full of exotic food dispensaries, watering holes, and upscale gambling and pleasure halls. The grandeur of Polis had been on display for all to see. Now it was a battlefield. The old-style cobblestone streets had been torn up, and the enormous square was deeply rutted with trenches and bunkers. The grand government and bureaucratic offices were pocked with scorch marks and bullet holes. Many were burnt out, all were looted, and the glorious visages of the emperor and his saints have been defaced and replaced with the iconography of the Tin King. In the center of this nest of heresy was the Casus Belli, an exorcist grand cruiser. But to Ogg's eyes, it was just another big ship. An important big ship. The Emperor's big ship. With the arrival of Jala and the White Scars, the irregulars cleared the streets leading towards the square, as Arbitrator Dallas cleared the buildings on either side of them. It had already been difficult fighting. The heretics had been routed, but there were so many more of them. The irregulars took up defensive positions in the abandoned trenches. Jala finished mourning over the body of his fallen comrade, Batar, and walked over to Commander Carter with a stone-faced expression.
"Why have we stopped? We must keep advancing."
"We have stopped because we can't just march out into that firestorm. We're talking about entrenched positions as far as the eye can see. We'll be taking fire from all sides."
"Any losses we suffer are acceptable. Our lives are worth far less than the venerable vessel."
"Yes, I know we're supposed to die for the Emperor, if necessary. I just don't think we can do any good here at all. If we advance, we'll just be throwing our lives away. We're outnumbered. We can't hope to advance into a wide-open square."
Ogg looked in the direction of the square, poking his head just a bit over the trench line to see the heretics swarming like ants across the battlefield.
"I fought lots of bad bugs before. Lots of bad bugs. One time, there were too many of them. But our friends came to save us."
Carter sighed and addressed Ogg with as much patience as he could muster.
"Ogg, your service during the Molech Tyrannic War was quite admirable. But we must be realistic here. No one is coming to save us."
"Why do you say that? Why do you think the loyal servants of the Emperor will not rally against heresy? Do you think you're in command of the only loyalists on this planet?"
"Well, no. But how are we supposed to coordinate with other units? Our Vox units are dead or compromised. How will they know to rally here?"
"Commissar Gallus once told me that if I get lost or I don't know where to go, I should just go to where the big booms are." The Ogryn speaks more eloquently and plainly than I ever could.
"What?"
"Perhaps we do not charge wildly into enemy fire. But perhaps we still escalate this fight. What do you have in the way of heavy weapons?"
We have a few heavy weapons teams, and then whatever weapons we captured just now."
"Get them. Fire them. Let the sons and daughters of the Emperor know that his soldiers still fight in his name. Let them know that this is no mere skirmish. Let his holy thunder echo through the streets so that the stalwart and brave can rally to its call."
But we are already low on supplies. If we expend all of our ammunition now, we will have nothing left.
Every one of those vessels in orbit is laden with enough supplies to support an extended campaign. If we save that ship, supplies will not be an issue. And if we fail to secure the Voidcraft, it will be because we are all dead, and the dead have little need for ammunition.
You're right. So, that's the play. We escalate the battle, and then pray for reinforcements. Commander Carter turned to Ogg with a half-smile. Well, Ogg, do you think you and your boys can make some noise?
Making noise is what Ogryns do best.
No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. 1,000 apologies for the long delay in the latest Ogg the Ogryn Returns episode, and maybe another apology or two for this one being a bit on the short side. As I get used to my new schedule, I will get more into the habit of updating on the new days, and things will get easier, and my hope is to update Ogg and my other long-form stories much more often. So please do like and subscribe, and if you would like to support me, there are links below to my Patreon, PayPal, and Teespring. Thank you to every single one of you, especially my patrons, and everyone who supports my work. I really couldn't do this without you. No man out.